How are you today? How is your Tuesday so far? So far in the Tinkerbell house, everything is going great. So just checking in with everybody. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. We're getting ready to start a new show today. And today's topic is we're talking about travel documents today. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to do a different topic every week. Um, to see if there's maybe sometimes people don't know or understand all this information. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of time so people can start coming in, and then we'll get started and we get to talk about all of that good stuff and get started with our show today. Eddie Lugo, thank you for being here today. Let Alice know that I'll be contacting her about the show we want to do over the during the week. So I'll be contacting. I'll get back with you, Eddie, on that, and I'll get Alice's information. But I'm thankful for everybody being here today, for everybody that's coming in. We're just giving it a few minutes so we can let everybody in, come in and get situated. Hey, Scott McNeil, how are you? Hopefully you're doing good. I love every time I see your name. You have a different picture today. We have, I don't know if that's you with a hat or ah. Okay, that's fine, Eddie, because I'm gonna get with her so we can talk about all of that and get it all done. So I know we're all getting excited. We're getting ready to cruise next month, so it's coming fast. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, oh, that's you, Scott? Wow, it looks so different. That's pretty neat though. I noticed you've been changing your picture every so often, so you're rotating. That's pretty cool. But yeah, welcome in on this Tuesday live show. It is 7 o'clock, so hopefully everybody got back from work and maybe somebody's listening from work. Um, I appreciate everybody who's here right now. And we're going to talk about travel documents. Very important to talk about travel documents. Last week we were talking about travel insurance and all of that. I've been getting a lot of calls, I guess, from people watching the replay and all of that. I've been getting a lot of calls about the travel documents, a lot of people asking about that. So that was a good, I guess we put in a good show to get that information out. So we are going to start with travel documents, what is required, what is needed, depending on where you're traveling from. So for domestic cruises sailing from the U.S. port to the same U.S. port. So this is what is called a circle. Guests are required to carry a valid permanent resident card that includes a photo ID, meaning you can bring a passport, your driver's license, if you're going to be using a driver's license, and your original birth certificate. If you're traveling, if you're from a different, if you have a resident card, then you have to have your passport from the country you were born in and all of that information, and you need to bring it as well. In your resident card, everything has to be up to date. It cannot be, any documents cannot be expired or anything like that. Cruises sailing from one U.S. port to a different U.S. port, guests are required to carry a valid passport for at least 6 months beyond the completion of travel from their country of citizenship and a valid permanent resident card that includes a photo ID. Cruising on the high seas, thank you so much for coming in. Welcome in. For cruises visiting Bermuda, guests are required to carry a passport for a valid passport for at least 6 months beyond completion of travel from their country of citizenship and a valid permanent resident card, including a photo ID. Cruises visiting Canada, guests are required to carry a valid passport for at least 6 months beyond the completion of travel from their country of residency or citizenship, and a valid permanent resident card that includes a photo ID. Welcome in, Cruising with Keys. Nice to have you coming in. U.S. permanent residents may require a Canadian visa depending on their nationality. So keep that in mind. Guests who are not citizens of the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand may require a temporary resident visa to visit or transit Canada. So then it comes into a permanent resident card is also known as an ARC or a green card. If a permanent resident card does not have an expiration date on the front, then it's a very old version of it, and it's recommended the guest apply for a new one and renew it. So you have to keep that in mind. A photo ID is information. If the permanent resident card does not include a photo ID, a non-expired government issued photo ID is required for all guests 16 years of age and older, such as a driver's license, driver's permit, or government issued identification card. On occasions, a U.S. permanent resident may be asked to surrender their permanent resident card or a passport at time of check-in. This document will be returned upon completion of immigration and inspections at any time at the time of debarkation. These are for some of the ports. I know that if you visit, I think is Japan, and there's some of the ports that you can visit that they will take the passport at the beginning, and I don't know if they give you like a copy and then they give it to you at debarkation time. Welcome in, Jen. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome back from your cruise. Hope you had a good time on the celebration. For those of you that are traveling from Europe and transatlantic cruises, keep in mind that in 2024, if you are traveling from the United States to Europe, you are going to need a visa starting January 1st of 2024. Welcome in, Jen. Donnell, welcome in, and welcome back from your celebration cruise. So please, 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 whatever you do, if you're traveling to Europe, make sure that you guys have a visa for January 1st of 2024. So Europe and transatlantic cruises, U.S. permanent resident must contact the appropriate embassy or consulate of the countries that they will be visiting for specific travel documentation requirements. So keep that in mind. Guests are required to carry a valid passport for at least 6 months beyond the completion of their travel of their country of of their country of citizenship, a valid permanent resident card, if that's what they have, that includes a photo ID. Okay, so, and then if you're doing air travel with the U.S. Real ID Homeland Security requirements, effective May 7 of 2025, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security will also require every state and territory resident to present a Real ID compliant driver's license or another acceptable form of ID, such as a passport or an enhanced driver's license, to go through the airport security and onboard the flights within the U.S. So keep that in mind that you're going to be needing a Real ID. Make sure that all your names on all your travel documents as it shows on your passport, if that's what you're going to be using, or your driver's license. Hey, Cruise Nuts, how are you? Welcome in. Also, if you're traveling with minors, when traveling with a minor, where one parent or both parents are legal guardians and are not cruising, we strongly recommend to bring an original signed letter from the absent parent or legal signed authorization, authorizing the minor to travel with you. If there is no second parent with legal claims to the minor due to a sole custody, decease, etc., other relevant paperwork such as court decision, death certificate, birth certificate, naming only one parent will be used to bring in place of a signed letter. This will expedite the processing by the Department of Homeland Security. So there you have it. That's all the information that comes with all the travel documents that are needed. So hopefully, do you guys have any questions about that? Okay, let me see. There is a question up on the chat. Let's see what the question is. Hold on. Okay, cruising on the high seas and travel. Do you think you should not be allowed to travel on a closed loop? Do you think you should not be allowed to travel on a closed loop? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask there. Because a closed loop is like leaving out of Tampa and returning back to Tampa, Miami back to Miami. So I'm not sure if that's what what exactly are you asking? Do you need a passport to travel on a closed loop out of the United States? Let me know, cruising on the high seas, so that I can answer your question. The reason why we're bringing this topic today for, I forgot to put on a BC. What is a BC? Now you got me thinking over here. The reason why I wanted to bring up travel documents this week is because there's a lot of people out there, believe it or not, that that don't understand what documents they need to bring when they're cruising. So, you know, when I talk to different clients and stuff like that, it gets me kind of like, oh, birth certificate. Okay, so your question is, on a closed loop, you can travel with a birth certificate. You shouldn't have a problem traveling with your birth certificate. But I'd rather that if anybody's going to travel with birth certificate, try to take out your passport. Why? Because if something were to happen and you're stuck, let's say in Mexico or Dominican Republic or anywhere, your emergency passport will cost you $420 for a 15-day emergency passport. Your regular passport will cost you $140. And that's the only reason why. I don't know why, to be honest, cruise ships are the only ones allowing to travel with birth certificate and they're not requiring passports. So, but if, you know, that's the chance you take, you know, you can do a closed loop with birth certificate with no problems, as long as you have your ID and your original birth certificate. You can do it today, but always keep in mind that if something emergency were to happen or anything like that, that you will need to have something. You have to probably go to the embassy. You're going to probably have to get a expedited emergency passport. And at the time of being, you're probably going to end up paying $420 per person, where you could have easily just pay $140 and gotten yourself a passport to travel, you know, and it'll be cheaper that way. But everybody's different. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to talk about travel documents today, because I have a lot of clients that travel all the time. A lot of people travel with just birth certificates. I'm guessing you have your passport. A lot of people travel, believe it or not, a lot of people travel with birth certificate. It's like that issue that we had, when was it, like a week and a half ago, with those ladies that went to, they left out of port of Tampa on the Paradise. They went to Cozumel, Mexico. They got into an accident over there. Both of them didn't have passports. So they ended up having to not only pay for an emergency passport to get out of Mexico, but on top of that, about $20,000 just to pay whatever bills that they had over there to bring them back to the United States. Now they're back here in the United States. But at the end of the day, you know, if you think about it, that's a lot of money. No insurance and traveling with birth certificates. And, you know, now they pay more for a 15-day passport than if they would have just gotten a regular passport at the beginning. And at the end of the day, you know, I know a lot of people try to save, but what exactly, and you know, if something were to happen, what exactly did you save if you had an issue in a different country that now you can't get out? Thank you, Donnell. Hit that like button. Okay, so you're from Canada. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, you have to, well, since you're from Canada, you have to have a passport to travel outside of Canada and all of that. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic today, because a lot of people trust and believe they do not know what type of documents they need to go on a cruise. And usually I have little information ready to kind of like put on the emails that I send out to the customer, make sure that they know what their travel documents that they need depending on where they're going. But I do know that starting January 1st of 2024, if you're traveling to Europe, you're going to need a visa now to travel to Europe. So it's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes coming down, and I don't know why Europe all of a sudden needed a visa from all the United States, but that's what they want, and we got to go by their laws. So if you have any other questions, I can answer. We can talk about all sorts of different topics. I just wanted to bring you this topic today because I think it's important for everybody to know. And for those that are watching the replay down the road, it's important for them to know what kind of travel documents they need besides their, just their regular birth certificate. Especially if you're coming from, like, if you're from Mexico or anywhere else that you are a resident, then you're going to need, not only your residency card, but you're also going to need your Mexican passport or your Panamanian passport, wherever you come from. Have they passed that for Europe yet? I'm going in April. Yeah, we have an information. Scott, I'll send it out to you. I'll send you the link. But there is a link that we got that for Europe. And I know that as of January 1st of 2024, you have to get a visa in order to get into Europe. Cruising with Key says, I always use a passport and walk off the cruise ship with my passport. Some people think I have a sail and sign card. I don't need to bring it to the port, but you do. Yeah, you have to, I personally, and I'm going to start bringing my passport with me wherever I go, because I usually leave it in my cabin inside of the safe. I get in, I put all my personal information there, especially my passport. But I think ever since that situation happened, I'm going to start bringing in my passport as well. I'm getting it off in any port, because if something were to happen, you never know, something were to happen, at least I have my passport with me. Same thing when, getting off the ship with cash money and all of that. Always bring enough money, don't over carry a lot of money just in case in the ports, but at least always have something just in case if something were to happen, you have something to fall back on. Eddie Lugo says, I carry my passport everywhere I go. Yeah, I remember we had talked about that. Yeah, because I usually, like I said, I usually will be one of those people, I didn't want to carry my passport everywhere, so I leave it in the safe. But knowing all this stuff that is going on, I'm just going to put it in my backpack. And the thing is, with my situation, I don't usually travel by myself. I usually travel with my kids, so I have to take mine and my kids' passport and all of that in with me. But something that I'm going to have to start doing. So, and if I have to carry a backpack, then I'll carry a backpack and make sure that I have everything that I need just in case if something were to happen. Because you never know, a short excursion, something can go wrong, or you could be just walking. Anything can happen when you're on traveling. I'm not saying that don't travel and don't do excursions, and do what you think is safe. If just keep in mind that you are in a different country, you have to go by their laws. You're no longer in the United States. So their driving habits are not the same as our driving habits in the United States. So when you're going on a cruise, and even if you're not going to go on an excursion and you're doing your own excursion, try to do an excursion that you're going to be safe, that you're going to come back. I don't know why these ladies did an excursion on a scooter and, it happened. They got into an accident and it happened. But I personally wouldn't get on a scooter. I could probably get on a 4x4 or maybe something like that, like I did in Maho Beach. And even then I did it with the ship. I didn't do it on my own. And I just like to be safe, because especially when I'm with my kids, I like to be safe and in the stuff that we do, because I want to make sure I get back safe. Yeah, if you're a content creator, hashtag TWT. So you guys can have your information here, and your information will pop up. And hopefully, like, everybody that comes in here or watches the replay can go check you guys out as well. So yeah, it's like a lot. It's like a lot going on in the cruise industry right now. And there's right now, it's picking up. Like, I could tell that, like, it's not like it used to be honest with you, when booking cruises. Like right now, like you barely have cabins available. Like they're gone. Like it's very hard to book cruises now, compared to before where there was always availability and stuff like that. And I know some of the prices are going up. I know that what is it, last weekend we had an issue with Carnival where Carnival shut down their offices and their system from Friday all the way to Monday. And then when they vamped them right back up, everything was a chaos. So even the booking amounts were wrong, and it was just a problem. Now it's fixed, so I'm thankful that finally they got it together. But those are the things that we got to deal with. Just keep in mind when you're traveling, buy your travel protection, get your passport, your documents set. Keep in mind that you're traveling, even though that we are okay, we're getting it, we're happy, we're going on that embarkation day, and, you're happy, you're going on a cruise, and God forbid you fall off or something happens to you, at least you have some type of travel protection to help you out, pay for that cost. And that's one of the things that, I always tell everybody. A lot of my customers, they don't want to buy travel protection. Thankfully, I've never had an issue. I've called or something from one of them saying that, something had happened. But I like to be on the safe side. I just renew mine for 1 year, and I go with Allianz. So I did my 1 year travel protection with them, and I did me and my family. So we are okay until next year again. So hopefully next year we renew back with them, and we are, safe, because it's always to be safe than sorry, because you never know. Today we could be okay. Next minute we fell down, and who knows what happened, and there goes the bill. So it's always to be safe, even if you spend a little more. So do you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer? We can talk about all sorts of different things. Cruising coming up now. Next month I have my big group. Well, it's not a big group, but my daughter's group cruise. We're celebrating Sophie's 15th birthday next month. So I have about a party of, I think it's 18 or 20 of us, something like that. So we're going to celebrate it in Carnival Horizon. So yes, Donnell, I agree with you. Travel insurance is a must, especially when you're traveling. But yeah, we're celebrating her birthday next month. So I'm excited. I'm getting excited about all of that. I got a lot of stuff going on for her quince day. So dress fittings and all of that stuff. And we're getting ready. So it's coming as it's getting closer. She's getting excited about it. She's taking one of her friends. And I like to see when I travel with my kids or anybody that comes to travel with me and it's their first time cruising, I don't know why, I enjoy seeing that person's reaction when they get on the cruise, and when the cruise, throughout the whole week. I like asking, well, what do you think, so far? Do you like it? You not like it? And she's bringing in a little friend and her same age, and she's never been on a cruise. So I know that's going to be fantastic for both of them. We're going on the Carnival Horizon. So I know that ship has a lot of amenities for their age, and they're going to have going to have an amazing time. I know that Jen and Donnell just got back from Carnival Celebration, and I know they had a great time with their son. So I know that you guys probably had a good time, and I know you love the celebration. Celebration is one of my favorite Carnival celebration. I'd rather go on the Celebration than the Mardi Gras, but that's my personal preference. I think Celebration, I don't know, I think is the way that they did Celebration, the colors, the Miami vibe. I think it's really, really nice. So, so I think for those of you guys that have never been on Celebration, I would suggest to at least try it one time. Try it at least one time and see if you like it. I know that the Jubilee is coming to Texas soon, so that's going to be a lot of fun for Texas. We have our friends Cruising for Fun that are going to be going eventually one day on the Jubilee. So, see, Donnell and Jen said it was amazing. It was the best ship. It was really nice. And I'm actually happy, being a content creator is amazing. Is for those of you that are into content creator and YouTube. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because Donnell and Jen are here. The reason why they went on Celebration is because vlogs that they seen from that ship. And when you hear, coming from a person like, because of that, I'm gonna be checking out Carnival, because they never, they didn't want to travel Carnival, but because of that person's vlog, they decided to give Carnival an opportunity. And now that they went, they see how nice it is to travel. It's not, Carnival is not what everybody thinks it is. I do recommend, if the brand newer ships, Mardi Gras, I do recommend Carnival Celebration, the brand new Jubilee coming, Horizon, Vista, Panorama. Those, even the Breeze, Magic is nice. But when you do like the 3 days, 4 days, that's probably where you get all your Carnival issues probably. But when you do these other ones, it's a difference. Oh, look, Scott McNeil's going to be, oh, for New Year's. Look at you, Scott. Is that, well, that's not the inaugural, right? Because I haven't checked a lot about the Jubilee. But that's awesome, Scott. Who are you guys going with? Are you guys going with the luchadores and all of that, or are you guys going just by yourself and maybe a couple of other people? There, Danielle said that there is no way I would have tried it without the vlogs. Oh, that's awesome. And that's one of the good things, when you're a content creator, you're putting all this, your heart, effort out there. It's and you bring that content to all of you guys. It's a lot that goes behind the scenes. It's a lot that goes behind the scenes. Trust and believe. Like right now, I'm new to YouTube. Yeah, we have, what is it, 300 and something subscribers, and I have like, what, 125 videos out there. And when I look at some of my videos, and I have a lot of subscribers, but a lot of my videos are not being seen. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is it that the person, that the viewers, what is it that they want? Do they don't like Epcot? Do they don't like, and I'm trying to put different things to kind of gauge. And I know that our channel is more cruising and travel, but I figure putting Epcot is part of cruising and travel, because that's part of, going someplace else. Right now I'm going to see how the vlogs from Puerto Rico are going to do. And also Venecia is coming down the road as well. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. And just to let you know, I appreciate, you guys don't understand how appreciative I am for each and everybody that watches, our vlogs or our shorts or coming to the live. Every little bit makes a difference, for the channel. And I know that, little by little, as we continue to grow the channel, grow the community, it's going to get, even better. And that's where we are right now. Like traveling with Tinkerbell right now is looking at the analytics. We're trying to figure out what is it that our viewers like the most, so that we can bring more of that content out to the viewers. So I know I have a lot of like cruising that I have the next couple of months. Like we're cruising October, we're cruising November, we're cruising in January, we're cruising February, we're cruising in April so far, and we have a cruise October. So I still got to fill out the rest of the year, but we're going to have a lot of content. And I'm just so looking forward to putting everything that we have out there for each and every one of you guys. And like I said, I'm thankful for everybody that comes in, watches the live stream or watches the replay or check out our videos, and that's one of the things that I would like to know. And I always, from now on in all my vlogs, I'm going to ask that same question. What is it that you want to see? So that I can know from the viewer perspective, what is it that I got to bring to the table? What is it that I got to get better at? Because every day that goes by, we try to get better and better and better. As if you look at our thumbnails when we started and how it's going now, we're trying to change that as well. So it's a learning experience. It's one of those things that is a learning experience. And then you have your community, all your creators that are in the community that help out, that, all these questions that you have, you got to be open. You got to be open to help everybody that you can, and make sure that not only you're succeeding, but they're also succeeding, and then you're helping their channel grow as well. Like right now, we have actually Eddie Lugo Studios has 2 group cruises coming up. One on the Paradise next year, October 28th, I believe, out of Tampa on the Paradise. The other cruise, let me check because I always forget what the other cruise is. I know it's on the Carnival, not on the Carnival, Norwegian Viva. And that one for the Norwegian Viva for him, Lord Jesus, help me, hold on, because I knew I had it the other day. Somebody had asked me about it and I gave them all the information, but I think it's on the Norwegian Viva sometime in January. Eddie, if you want, put it on the chat so everybody can have it. And if you're interested in joining us, I know that so far as of today, I'm going to be going on the Boost Cruise 2.0 in October. I will be there, and Tinkerbell's mom will be there along with Jaden, my son. So I know us 3 are going on that cruise. On the NCL Viva, I'm still working that NCL Viva to join him. But also, I am going to come up with a couple of group cruises. I'm working on that with my Expedia team. We're working on getting the first Traveling with Tinkerbell group cruise, even though that I have currently right now a group cruise on the NCL Escape, but it's not a traveling, well, it's kind of like a Traveling with Tinkerbell, but it's nothing to do with the YouTube channel. Is a group that I'm taking that I'm actually going to be hosting for a community. So keep an eye on January. Those vlogs are going to be coming from the NCL Escape. That's going to be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, I am working to do at least 2 group cruises per year. And our group cruises are going to start for the year 2025 to give everybody the time, to put in the deposit and payments and stuff like that. So I'm right now I'm working with my team in Expedia to getting all of that done, to getting a good itinerary done and getting all that stuff hashed and out of the way. I think I'm going to do one maybe mid-April. I don't want to do it where it's during Mother's Day time, because a lot of people want to spend time with their mothers and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe mid-April, and then the other one kind of like beginning of the year and kind of one before the end of the year. So like Eddie says right there, contact Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel for information on cabins for both group cruises. So that's Eddie Lugo Studios. This is something that we all do. We help each other out. So that's his channel is doing that. So Eddie is a great friend of mine, and I will always, be there for Eddie and Alice Lugo Studios. So we're also, I'm getting with 3 content creators. We're going to be doing a night show. Besides this show, we're going to be doing a night show. We're trying to figure out the dates, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be, and we're going to be talking about all different types of subjects. So it's going to be, I'm thinking of, it's going to be an hour long. So what I want to do is I think it's going to be 4 creators. So each creator will have kind of like a topic, and then we're going to have, we're going to talk about that topic and then discuss about whatever that topic is and do something like that for the night show. So we're going to have a great night show and interact with you guys, is in the evening. So that's also coming, soon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Working with other creators. I think, I'm just trying to do something different, bring something different to the table all the time, trying to figure out other venues. I know we do the live show on Tuesday, so that's going to continue to stay that way. We're doing a 7 p.m. every Tuesday. We're doing the live show. The only situation that I have is if we're going on a cruise, I will try my best to come live, but it also depends on Wi-Fi. If Wi-Fi does not permit, then I'll put something out there, so letting everybody know that there's not going to be a live show for that week. But if Wi-Fi permits, we are doing a live show from the ship. I think that'll be kind of like nice if we can bring a live show from the ship. But I know sometimes the Wi-Fi could be a little weird depending on where you at. So we'll try our best here at Traveling with Tinkerbell to bring you some ship information, like live stuff going on. I think that'll be great. If there's some things that you guys would like to see, maybe some vlogs you guys want to see coming from Traveling with Tinkerbell, send me an email. Send me a message on Facebook. You can locate us as Traveling with Tinkerbell YouTube, Traveling with Tinkerbell Instagram, and Traveling with Tinkerbell Facebook. I do have a Facebook account over there. I'm trying to build a community. I gotta get more active in my Facebook community. I gotta start posting more. So that's one of the things that it's in my agenda to do. Trust me, it's a lot going on over here, but I'm trying. So, I want to make sure that I started this channel for you guys. So I want to make sure that this channel grows and that, depending on where God wants us to go, we're going to go as far as he wants us as he's going to take us. So I'm just walking on that path and I'm enjoying every minute of it. And I'm truly looking forward to the day that we actually do our first Traveling with Tinkerbell group, whether it's 5 of you, whether it's 10 of you, whether it's 1,000 of you, it doesn't matter. The thing is that we're going to get it done and we're going to have a good time. And, it's about meet and greets and enjoying time together. Maybe possible excursions. It's, life is all about all sorts of things. So whatever you all want to do, I'm like that. I love doing whatever. So I'm cool with whatever. It doesn't matter. I roll with anything in my life. For those of you that know me, I'm okay with anything. And I'm an adventurous person. I'm a weird eater. I'm picky when it comes to eating, but I could do a lot of adventure stuff. So that's one of the things that my husband always tells me, because every time I see him eating something, I just give him this weird look like, how could you put that in your mouth? But he's an adventurer eater. I'm not. I am more adventurous. I could do zip lining and all. I'm not going to do no skydiving, but I do like my zip lining and things like that. I'm happy with. I actually put a short. We did a zip lining in St. Martin. And if you guys never been to the Flying Dutchman in St. Martin, I truly will recommend. It's not like a zip line and you're flying, you're more sitting down and you're coming down like the top of the mountain. But the good thing about going up there, because you go kind of like in a sky ride and it takes you to the top of the mountain, but you can see all of St. Martin from over there. You can see Maho Beach. It is so pretty. And then when you're coming down, you're kind of like sitting down and you're flying all the way, sitting down. So it's really cool. It's not like a big zip line and, it's very scary. You're on the top of the mountain. So obviously you got to get down there, but it's really nice. So I did a short on that the other day and I put it out there. Thank you so much, Jen. Is it accessible? Is it accessible to the you're talking about the Flying Scotsman? It is, because on that one, Eddie, you can actually, they take you like on a kind of like a flying seat, kind of like when you go to those ski resorts that you have that little seat that takes you on the cable. So it takes you all the way to the top and then they put you on a seat and then you come down, you're sitting down all the time. So I think for you, you should be able to do it with no problems. The jet ski is the closest adventurous things I'll do. I'll be afraid my weight will. No, cruising with Keith. Trust me, I've seen people. I actually did. Like I'm a little adventurous. I will tell you something, Keith. I went to Puerto Rico, and I did the Dragon's Breath. No, the Dragon's Breath was in Labadee. I did the Monster or whatever that thing is called in Puerto Rico. It's a mile long and you're kind of like Superman, kind of like flying. And let me tell you, when he put me on the floor and he was, he ties you up in the back and all of that. At that point, it really hit me. I'm like, oh Lord, like I'm really doing this. And they don't tell you. They don't tell you they're gonna send you. They're like, you're getting ready, and next thing you know, that thing starts sure, and then you're going like 60 to 70 miles per hour. And when you're looking down and you see all that land in Puerto Rico and everything, it was just breathtaking. I forgot that I was on a zip line, and it goes so fast. It was maybe, I would say maybe less than 5 minutes to do, but you're going fast. Like you're traveling at a fast pace. And then when you're getting almost ready to land, there's that one point where the guy on the other side is kind of going like that. So you got to kind of open your arms to the side and kind of like look like you're flying. I'm going to put the vlog out there because I did vlog all of that. So I have to find it. It was back in 2018. And that's when I went with my daughter. And that year we did it was on the Carnival Breeze. We did a 14-day Journeys cruise, and we did 18 different zip linings between St. Martin, Puerto Rico. Everywhere we went, we decided to try a zip line in the different ports. So that was really cool. Like that was really amazing. So if you've never done it, I suggest you at least try once. It's pretty cool. You're going to have a great time. Well, I don't know about when it comes to the weight. I don't remember what the weight it is, but there's some of them that do carry like a higher weight limit. So maybe check it out. You'll probably like it one day. Jet skiing is really nice. I've done jet skis. I do have a story to tell when it comes to jet skis. You guys are probably going to laugh about this. One time we went with the whole family. This was we weren't on the Royal Caribbean. I think it was Majesty of the Seas. And we were traveling. It was my mom, my kids, Martine, and the whole family of friends of ours. And I put everybody to do a jet ski, but we didn't do it all at the same time. Because at that time, Sophie was little. So somebody had to stay with Sophie. So at the first round, it was Martine and my mom. And then it was my son, Jaden, and me. So we're jet skiing, and everything. And I asked my mom, and I said, Mom, we're going to do jet ski. She goes, oh yeah, I don't have a problem. Well, I've been jet skiing. I said, it goes fast. And she's like, yeah, no problem. And she's with Martin over there. Next thing you know, they stop us in the middle of obviously the ocean. And the guy says, okay, we got to stop because somebody fell off the jet skis, right? And we were waiting on people to still, because it was kind of go like in a group of like maybe 10 jet skis at most. I tell my son, how much you want to bet that was my mom? My mom had to have fallen off the jet ski. Sure enough, we get the call and the guy says, your mom fell off the jet ski with your husband. Next thing you know, I'm waiting, we're waiting. They said they had to call in they had to call in a ship to come, like a boat to come pick her up because she can't get back on the jet ski. So there was our jet ski, stuff. We came back. My mom had to be rolled to the emergency room. Martine was okay. She couldn't just get back to, because she doesn't know how to swim. And I guess she was having a difficulty trying, even though she had a life vest, I guess she didn't know that she can just float with it and get back on the jet ski, but they couldn't get her back on the jet ski. So that's why they called the boat. So next thing you know, we came back. I walked to the emergency area, and sure enough, she was there. She was okay. Nothing bad had happened to her. I guess she was just afraid of, when the fall and all of that. And now that we talk about it, as every so often we come up on our family gathering, she tells me, yeah, I touched the whole entire floor. I almost died. And I'm like, Mom, you will be okay. And the whole point of it all is like, we told her, make sure that your life vest is nice and tight. But the problem with my mom was that many years ago, like maybe, let me see, my oldest daughter is 32 years ago, she had a surgery and they had to take part of her lung out because she had a lung cancer. So she cannot have anything tight to her chest because it bothers her. So that was one of the reasons why she couldn't. And she thought she was going to die that day because she fell off the ship. To us, it's funny, but I understand to her, it was like a whole lot going on. But that was one of our crazy experiences in a cruise ship. But and I told my mom, never again you getting on another jet ski with us, because after that we had to go back to the ship, and that was the end of our day there. And it was in Coco Cay, Perfect Day, when Perfect Day at Coco Cay was not what it is today. So when I went now in March, I was very surprised how much that place had changed, because I had not have gone back since that issue with my mom. And if you guys have not been to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, I will tell you, try it. It's so pretty the way it is right now. So much to do, like, and now they're adding like another adult area, I think, over there that is coming up. So at least try it. It's really nice. But that was one of my adventurous experience with my mom. So every time I travel with my mom, now I try not to do anything crazy, that she can't handle. She one time told me that she wanted to go on a horseback riding outside. That we're not doing that. I don't want to have an issue with her on a horse. So next month, we're doing like a private van excursion. So there's a lot that is coming for Traveling with Tinkerbell vlogs. Jaden and I are going to be separating. He's going to be vlogging his excursions, because we're doing a 4-day. So he's going to have 4 different excursions, and I'm going to come up with 4 different excursions. So we're both going to be vlogging our different excursions, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Royal Caribbean announced that they are changing the solarium age to age 18 plus. Yep, I heard about that. So no skydiving there. Nope. Cruising on the high seas. Nope, not me. The only reason why I wouldn't do it is because Martine did it. He did it one time, and I had mentioned it to my dad that I wanted it to do a skydiving. And he looked at me and he asked me to promise him that I will never do that as long as he's alive. So that's a promise that I did to my father. And that's a promise I am not gonna, I would never go back on that promise, because that's something I love my dad. So I will respect that promise. Even if he passes one day, I will still respect that promise, because he says you have 5 kids and you got to make sure that you're there for them. So that's one of the things that I would never do because of that. Not because I'm scared to do it, but because of that, because of the promise that I made to him. But yeah, Jen, I know that Royal Caribbean is changing the solarium, and don't be surprised that Carnival will do the same thing, because I think right now they have it 16 years, I believe. Because when I went on the Wonder, it was 16, and I was kind of like surprised to see 16 there, because I was like, well, that's kind of, it used to be that it was in 16 at one point, and then they switch it, and I guess they want to switch it back. I guess too many incidents or issues there. But I think if it's an adult area, I think it should be over 21. That's my thing. It should be over, anything over 21 should be in the solarium. Anything under that, they should go someplace else. Especially on those bigger ships, it's a lot. When you're traveling on the mega ships like Allure and Oasis, Harmony, Symphony, and all of those ships are huge. And I don't think the solarium, it's big enough for a lot of adults, but not big enough for a lot of adults and 16-year-olds, because I've seen where you have the parent that goes into the solarium. And I think if you look at my Wonder of the Seas vlog, I went into the solarium, and you see parents with the stroller and little kids and their other little kids in the solarium, when they're telling you that you're not supposed to be there with 16 plus years. But, it is what it is sometimes. But I think that those ships, if it's an adult, I think that they should have it 21 and over. Anything 21 and under should stay in a different area on the ship, and they should do their own thing, because then it kind of like takes away from your experience as an adult. And some people do travel solo, and some people travel in couples. It's not just all about the family. So I that's my personal opinion. I think that they should have, if they have a solarium just for the adults, that it should just be just for the adults and no kids there. so that they can kind of like enjoy kind of like a nice time away from everything going on the ship. But that's my personal opinion. I cannot change that, unfortunately. But yeah, so we're gonna try. We're bringing a lot of great content out. I know that Jaden is working on something this week. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start doing kind of like some teasers for our channel. Maybe to see if my maybe doing the teasers, maybe a lot of people will maybe then go into the channel when the vlog comes out and they get to see it a little bit more. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and announce that you guys are going to the other show. So after this, Eddie Lugo, Cruising is Fun, JNS Adventure, they have, and the mustard drill, they have a night show. And Eddie just put the link in there. So if you guys want to go after this, just let them know Traveling with Tinkerbell sent you. Just put that hashtag over there so they can know you guys are coming from over here. Support them. It's amazing. You guys will have a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun to watch, especially Scott from the Mustard Drill. And if you do go, do hashtag butter toast. That's a new thing that just started, because he asked the question the other day on the live show that, do you call it, do you guys like butter toast, or what do you call it? Or do you call it toast with butter? So I decided we're going to call it butter toast. So now if you see me saying hashtag butter toast, is because of that. We're trying to do like a hashtag butter toast just to mess with it. But he's a great individual. Look at Miss Donnell. Donnell says, yep, no punks in the solarium. I agree with you. See, everybody's butter toast. and we've been having a great time with this butter toast. I agree with you, Donnell. If it's an adult area, I think it should stay adult. To be honest with you, I don't think the kids should be there. And then Cruising on the High Sea says, on the Harmony, there's a high dive going into the pool. I don't know about y'all, but when I saw the video of it, it say, oh hell no, just like Fluffies. Yeah, there's all sorts of different things going on these cruises. Like when I went on Wonder, I had a great time on Wonder. Wonder is a beautiful ship. Amazing time, but it was during spring break, and it was like children galore. Everywhere you look, there was children. And sometimes, and I have no problem saying this, moms with little kids, and when I say little kids, I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. Please don't leave them on a big ship like that unattended by themselves. Come on now. I understand they're inside of a ship. I understand, the ship goes from one side to the other. They're not going to happen, but you never know. And the reason why I say this, I had the experience on the Wonder of the Seas. My husband and I, we were on the elevator, and there was this, maybe, I think he might have been 5 or 6. He was kind of like my grandson's age. And he was all by his little self inside of the elevator. No mom, nowhere to be seen. So I asked him, where's your mom? Oh, she's in her room, somewhere over there. And he comes out on the promenade. He just goes running all over the place. And next thing you know, like on the very next day, we were in, I think was St. Martin, and we recognized the little kid, and he was with his mom. So we got to see who the mom was. But it's like the mom was nowhere, anywhere. And then he ran around, and then we kind of like watched him. He ran around, and then he got back on the elevator. He was going from floor to floor all by himself. Sometimes, you just keep in mind, you're not traveling by yourself. You're traveling with 6,000, 7,000 other people. You never know. Everybody's different. Some people are good people. Some people, they have all sorts of weird things. And when you're on a cruise, you got to keep in mind, it's like I always tell my daughter, she's going to be 15, but I always tell her, always stay close to your friends, people that you're with, people that If you see something weird, get out of there, because you never know. You cannot just put all your, just because you're on a cruise, forget that, things can happen. Cruising with Key says, Eddie, I sent you a photo of Scott on Facebook. Oh my God. I think Eddie went on the he's on the other show right now because he's prepping to get on the live stream at 8 o'clock. But yeah, you got to keep in mind when you're traveling with minors, keep them to your side because you never know. Not everybody is a good person out there. If you look at the news, you probably hear a lot of different things going on that you might not see on Facebook. But just keep in mind, Eddie has a picture of. Oh my gosh, Scott, Eddie has a picture of you. But just keep in mind, just keep your kids to your side at all times because you never know. They might play. They're too little. They don't know, good from bad, and something can happen. Just keep in mind about that. Mustard drill Scott. Oh my God. Yeah, if you guys go over there, hashtag butter toast, you'll see Scott. He'll be like, Lord, help me. But hey, that's something that he brought to the table. So I always tell him, it's called butter toast. How would you guys call it? Would you guys call it toast with butter, or would you call butter toast? Like when you order it, how do you order it? Do you order it as butter toast or toast with butter? So that was the whole, because he brings a question all the time, and I thought that was funny. So I would call it butter toast. And this morning, that's what I had, some butter toast and hot chocolate. So I hashtag butter toast all the time. So we're getting ready. Our live stream is getting ready here to wrap up. Please, if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button on your way out. Please subscribe to our channel. Tell all your friends, relative, anybody you want to tell about traveling with Tinkerbell. Help the Tinkerbell out here to try to, we're trying to get some goals this year. Subscribe to our channel, check out our vlogs. Even if you watch them for a little bit, please help a girl out over here. Toast with PBJ. I know, right? That's good. Peanut butter and jelly toast. Butter toast. There you go, Donnell. Butter toast. But yeah, help a girl out. Check out our vlogs. Try and look them up. We need all the watch hours that we can take. I appreciate each and every one. You guys don't understand the love that I have for you guys, and all my friends, Scott, Donnell, Jen, Eddie, all of you guys, and when I say Scott, because I met with Scott, he's a good, dear friend of mine. I love him to pieces. Amazing person. If you never met him, an amazing person to travel with. And I'm sure one of these days we'll meet with cruising with Keith and cruising on the high seas and all of that. I've met with Donnell. Hey, the Sea Show Cruise Fun, how are you? I love to meet with you guys all. Hopefully we'll see each other on the Boost Cruise next year in October. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that cruise, especially Tinkerbell's mom will be there. For those of you that don't know her, you guys going to get to know Tinkerbell's mom because she's very excited. She's going on this cruise with me and getting to know all of you guys. She watches my channel, but you'll never see her comment on it, but she watches everything I do. So, and sometimes she forgets, and I tell her, Mom, did you watch the show? She's like, oh, I forgot, but I'll watch the replay. So Keith, I will get in touch with you later. We'll get everything situated and see if we can get this plan out there. Did Scott have his glasses on when you met him for the whole time? I haven't met Scott yet in person, but every time I do talk to Scott, he does have his glasses on all the time. So yeah, that's a good question. Maybe we don't know what Scott looks like when he without his glasses, even though I've seen pictures of him. I sent you a photo of Scott. Let me see. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, there he is. Hold on, guys. Let me show you what Scott looks like. Hold on. Let me see. There he is. Oh my God, Scott is going to kill us. So that is a picture of Scott. So, well, guys, let's wrap up this live. Go check out the live show with Eddie. Cruising is fun at any time, JNS and the Mustard Drill. Just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you so much for being here today on our live. I love you all to the moon and back. Please stay safe. like this show before you leave, subscribe to the channel, watch all of our fun stuff. And if there's something that we can improve, please comment down below. I would love to hear from everybody of you guys. Please stay safe for the rest of the week. Love you all guys to the moon and back, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.